Thanks, Yvonne, for the introduction. And I looked at the time and we should go to lunch now. So it's a really difficult presentation. But what I did is I kept it very short, 3-4 slides. And I didn't reduce it over time, but I'm also worried about the Bing. Also, it's really difficult after all these fantastic presentations, speakers this morning, all the different insights on digital transformation, data governance, to give a presentation now about digital transformation. And that's why I thought I pick one aspect of it, which is really important to me and also important what we do at the Innovation Value Institute around leadership. And that's where I wanted to emphasize. So in a few minutes, just before lunch, why we are talking about leadership and also where we are seeing the Innovation Value Institute, where we can add value to it. So I heard a lot this morning about value, about also the people element, certainly. And also, Barry, you mentioned this morning the digital agenda, and you mentioned the compass. So we're using that as well. And we have aligned our research and what we are working with companies, with our partners together on that digital agenda within Europe. Because I think there are fantastic opportunities, like in Ireland for companies, but also for the society and also for the young generation. Like there's specifically skills in there. And I think if we educate and help the young generation to really shape this, I think that the future is really bright and far beyond 2027. So we really are aligned to this, and also like with the opportunities like the 100 trillion from estimates, so it's probably even more. But what's important is it's a mix. It's interdisciplinary. It has these kind of people, processes, technology, and probably in that order. And what we also need is not only leadership in academic excellence, knowing about digital transformation, observing digital transformation, so that could be leadership as well. We need, but it's probably also not the only one, leadership in knowledge and examples in what we would call digital transformation paths, co-creating knowledge, so what works, what doesn't work. We need also leadership in people. Like we need to actually help the people, the leaders, to become these leaders and addressing these challenges. And I think that's a fantastic one when we actually work with people together and helping them to become leaders to address digital transformation, to address the green and digital transformation together. And I think that resonates with some of the presentations this morning, and you basically put the people in the center, and I certainly believe in this. And also IVI itself, like we are about 17 years, the Institute 17 years old. We went through a transformation the last 2.5 years from a more technical perspective to far more broader skills, transformation, digital transformation, a research agenda. So we have still, and that's the focus on capabilities, but the capabilities moved from a technical area to more enterprises and even ecosystems on this. So, and that diagram that illustrates the kind of the mix of different areas when we talk about capabilities, when we talk about expertise, what we need. So ecosystems, technical information, so a range of expertise. And what we did and where we want to get to is not only seeing these kind of capabilities as a one-stop, as a static element, a static framework. We want to get to something what I call digital transformation paths, roadmaps. So we want to guide and help and lead organizations and maybe even ecosystems around along that digital transformation journey, and helping them which areas they should focus on. Helen mentioned the assessments and guiding. So I think that's extremely important. And then focusing on certain areas, because organizations, we can't do everything in one go. We need to roadmap this. And this is kind of where we're looking at. And if you have a number of these paths, we could compare, we could analyze, we could say in the construction industry, it works like this. Maybe business planning is first, strategy is first. We don't know, but we could actually collect a lot of evidence how in different sectors, how different organizations, how actually digital transformation really works. That's where we go with not only helping organizations, but also collecting that evidence and then, of course, analyzing, knowing what works, how good looks like, and in various sectors. So that's where we go with this. And alongside on this, we put the people, the person in the center. And we're leading one of a European project. So it's just started on this. And that is called, and that's where the title for the presentation comes from, Leadership for Sustainable Digital Transformation in Europe, where we bring 20 research fellows, so postdoctoral researchers, to Ireland. We help them to focus on research, but also working with companies, with organizations on digital transformation challenges and linking them to the sustainability goals. So these 20 research fellows, so the aim of them is hopefully some of them, maybe all, stay in Ireland and take on leadership roles, either in academia, but also in organizations to really transform, to take transformation and sustainability together and really lead that. We partner and working with and supported by the SFI centers, LEO and ADAPT, and also the Technology University of Shannon is part of this, and within that, then also with the SFI Center, SFI, and a number of companies. So you see some examples of logos in there. And I think this is a fantastic opportunity to help shape and educate and help that leadership skills with companies together and linking that together. So this is kind of the broad picture where we try to bring these people, processes, governance, technology. So we call it business models, culture, governance, technology together, interdisciplinary, linking it. So all the projects have to have an aspect on sustainability in it, and that can be applied to many sectors. We listed most of them, I think, but I think health, construction, energy, agriculture is an interesting one as well. And also from the timeline, so we have a couple of years to do this, to educate a cohort of sustainable digital transformation leaders within. And there's plenty of opportunities, I think, for organizations to work with, to also benefit from that cohort and maybe new ideas. I always think there's so many opportunities to discussion. There's kind of lots of opportunities which could come out of such a project and to collaborate with this. So I think this is a fantastic opportunity and also co-funded by the European Union. That's how it basically, I think, we bring all of these different stakeholders also from a funding perspective together. I think this is something really worthwhile. And that's why we have in the afternoon also a funding panel, because to do these exciting things, we need to think about funding as well. And I think that was my last slide. The next ones would be that, and hand over to Gabriel.